Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, September 24th, around 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 2023. We're keeping a close eye on Atlantic Invest 95, which is showing rapid enhancement and rapid strengthening. Within 5 or 6 days, could be threatening the Leeward Islands and headed towards the eastern U.S. So stay tuned for more updates. Keep calm. It's boom time. Labor Day showing a round of severe weather and hail with wind concerns for places like Wyoming, North and South Dakota. We'll get to the full forecast in just a moment, as more than 70,000 people at Burning Man are still stuck, and they may try to start to let some of them leave today. That's the good news. More good news, Lake Mead continues to rapidly rise and will soon surpass the 2021 levels, maybe in as little as the next week. Now, an incredible rare lenticular cloud over a volcano has been shortlisted for a photography award, and it is spectacular. Take a look at this. That is indeed, I believe, a record winner, and rightfully so. We'll put it up as the cover photo for the video. Here's the forecast, a very hot Labor Day, and we hope you're enjoying yourself. A huge dome of high pressure will deliver well above normal and very hot temperatures from the plains into the east on Labor Day. But the rest of the country, like right outside my door here in the Four Corners, well below normal. It is, well, feeling more like fall. So basically, most of the eastern two-thirds of the U.S. will be hot, with numerous record highs possible across the upper Mississippi Valley into the Great Lakes and Mid-Atlantic. So there is that rain threat here in northwest Wyoming, and we'll take a quick look at that. That is the only threat for your Labor Day. Northern Wyoming looks like South and North Dakota through the evening as that system moves east into Minnesota Tuesday and Wednesday. There is some potential in the south here for some small pop-up storms later tonight and into Tuesday for Arkansas. So that's the forecast. And let's move on to the tropics. Gert is going to move around. Katia also doesn't seem very significant, but Invest 95 right here, that is of concern. The current track's pushing it directly towards the leewards and then over towards Puerto Rico in the next 6 days. So here we can see the storm moving in, and it is going to rapidly intensify based on all the data and the temperature of the ocean here. This will probably rapidly intensify to a Cat 3 in the next 48 hours as we closely track it over the next week to see where this storm goes. Now, according to the GFS model, the storm tracks up the East Coast in about 8 days and may hit the Northeast in 10 days, September 15th there. So these models are way out, but all the conditions are favorable for this to become a very severe hurricane in the next 2 to 3 days. That is a given. Where it goes from there, well, we just have to wait and see. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Pretty normal activity worldwide. Nothing spectacular. No injuries. But there is continued elevated unrest at Kilauea as we wait for another eruptive phase. Worldwide volcano news update. All is quiet. The biggest eruption in the last 24 hours was a nice puff to 30,000 feet from Popo. We also have Sabancaya to 24,000, Swanosima to 6. There's another Popo puff after that 30,000 foot puff, 21 just happening moments ago. 25,000 foot at Sabancaya, 22 at Sangay, Liwotolo in the Sunda Islands in Indonesia. Eruption continues with viscous lava flow and Strombolian eruptions. Here at Villarico in central Chile, Strombolian activity returns to the main crater. Now, deciphering volcanic secrets, a groundbreaking new method to predict eruptions, is in fact not high-tech. It's a groundbreaking low-tech method. Are you ready for it? Scientists have developed a method to rapidly obtain valuable information about the risks of a volcano erupting by simply analyzing 3 key parameters: the height of the volcano, the thickness of the rock layer separating the volcano's reservoir from the surface, and the average chemical composition of the magma. This method opens new prospects for identifying and monitoring active volcanoes that present the greatest risk. Well, who would have guessed using real-world data and not modeling is what will get the best results? Space weather news update. The sun has gone quiet after a short flurry of activity over the last 2 days. A short geomagnetic storm and instability for about 24 hours has ended. KP is down at 1. And the new data has come in for August, the entire month. The solar cycle progression data for the month of August has been updated, and it is without saying that August was much quieter overall, and the data reflects this. But here's the data. Both the smooth solar flux and sunspot numbers for earlier this year in February was updated and are each higher than at any point in solar cycle 24. So it is official that solar cycle 25 is higher than 24 by 1.4 solar cycles smoothed, or 1.4 sunspots. So very close, and still one of the weakest cycles in quite some time. So here we're looking at the last 4 most recent solar cycles plus solar cycle 25, and you can see it's just move over the threshold of solar cycle 24 there. The question is this a single peak cycle, and is this the end? Will it drop down and end early? Many people are predicting that the end of the cycle will be in this year. So if in fact this is the high point, this could be one of the weakest and shortest solar cycles in 200 years. Here's the comparison of the weakest cycles dating all the way back to the 1800s. And you can see solar cycle 25 in green, still top 3 lowest solar cycles in over 150 years. Now, a newly discovered comet might be visible soon. Comet C 2023 P1 Nishimura was found by Japanese astrophotographer Hideo Nishimura on the 11th of August. And here's an image of the new comet taken from Spain. The comet may get bright enough to see unaided by early September, although at the peak of its brightness, it will be very close to the sun, meaning it will be obscured by the glare. Well, that's kind of a buzzkill. But the comet should reach perihelion, or the closest point to the sun, on the 17th of September, at which point it will be roughly 0.22 AU from the sun. That is just over a fifth of the distance between the Earth and the sun. So that baby's going to be pretty close and may break up. Who knows? It may even go full electric and light up the sky. We'll just have to wait and see. Speaking of lighting up the sky, a spectacular meteor illuminates the night sky in Turkey just the other night. Let's take a look. And this dash cam footage has no audio, but a spectacularly bright bolide right there. Wow. And clearly we can see in slow-mo here, it is going to be breaking up into multiple explosions there. Boom, 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 boom. And I think we have some other footage here. This is from a downtown shot. Take a look at that behind the clouds. Beautiful. So this is coming from the Times and the Sunday Times, whoever they are, so we're going to give them a thumbs up. All the links will be below if you want to peruse any of the articles or videos that we've showed you. As we get to some really bizarre news here, make university students study climate change, says science chief. This is crazy. University students should be forced to study climate change alongside their degrees. The new president of the British Science Association has said. This is completely ludicrous. Professor Dame Jan Francis said it was important that everybody, regardless of what they do in life, understand the basics of the fake science of climate change. The world has gone bonkers. CO2 is plant food, by the way. Now, just to bring you up to speed on the science, this paper dates all the way back to March 6, 2008. And this is from a physicist, Dr. Gerhard Lobert, recipient of the Needle of Honor of German Aeronautics. A compilation of the arguments that irrefutably prove that climate change is driven by solar activity and not by cow farts. And if you want breaking news all day, you could follow us on the X, Oppenheimer Ranch at Diamond the Dave on X, formerly known as Twitter. Please follow us here for all the breaking news all day, and that's a boon to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. Become a Patreon, support the work we do, and watch all of our podcasts in one place, commercial free. And most importantly, be safe. We love you, and that is a boon to knowledge.